This is a SnapEd New York video presentation.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Ask the Experts Nutrition Edition. My name is Lisbeth Irish and I will be your host today. I'm a registered dietitian with the New York State Office for the Aging and the program manager for our agency's Older Adults SnapEd program. You will hear me refer to our agency as NYSOFA because NYSOFA is the abbreviation, and if you say that abbreviation like a word, it's NYSOFA. I have Janice Nowak with me today. Janice is a registered dietitian nutritionist. Janice supervises the NYSOFA SnapEd workshop, 10 Tips for Older Adults, and other types of NYSOFA SnapEd programming in the Erie region. Niagara and Wyoming counties are also part of that NYSOFA SnapEd region. Janice has a bachelor's degree in both biology and nutrition and a master's degree in nutrition. Janice has worked with the Erie County Senior Services for almost 24 years. In her free time, Janice enjoys being outdoors and spending time with her 2 college-age daughters. Welcome, Janice.
Thank you for inviting me to join you today.
Glad to have you. In today's episode, we're going to talk about how to include fruit in our meals and snacks. We're going to ask our expert Janice to share her thoughts and expertise on this subject, as including enough fruit in our diets can be a challenge, especially when you have a limited budget. Janice, tell us why we should include fruit in our meals and snacks.
I feel like people don't always think about including fruit in their diet. It often gets overlooked. I think sometimes the focus is on vegetables, and we don't make a conscious effort to include fruit. But it is really important to make that conscious decision to both buy and include fruit in our daily eating plan. And there's so many reasons why. Fruit is an excellent source of many beneficial nutritional factors, such as vitamins, particularly A and C, which is both of which are very important for immunity, and particularly at this time of the year when we need to bolster up our immunity. Also, it's a great source of minerals and electrolytes, such as potassium, which can help to lower blood pressure. Fruit is naturally low in fat and relatively low in calories, which can help with weight management. We need quite a bit of water in our diet. We need to stay hydrated. That's really a foundational way to stay healthy. So fruit is one way to help with that as well.
This is a question I think we're probably all asking ourselves after hearing how important fruit is. What are some ways to include more fruit in meals and snacks?
So again, I think we need to be very conscious of this. Again, I tend to think people forget a little bit about fruit, and it's not just going to happen. We need to make a conscious decision to make sure that we're getting fruit in our diet every day. We do need about 1.5 to 2 cups of fruit every day, and you don't have to just eat a whole piece of fruit or sit down and eat a bowl of fruit. There's many creative ways to get fruit into your diet. You can add it to other foods. So some ideas would be, and you may have already thought of these yourself, or you may be already doing many of these, but just as a little reminder or just some tips, you can add fruit into your cereal or oatmeal in the morning. You can put fruit into baked goods, either by throwing some blueberries in some muffins, or you can even puree some fruit like applesauce or bananas and replace the fat in the recipe for your muffins and get some fruit in that way. You can throw it on top of your waffles or pancakes. Smoothies are an excellent way to get fruit in, easy to take with you as well. You can throw fruit onto a salad. Berries are a great thing to add to salads, blueberries, strawberries, raspberries. You can throw mandarin oranges onto a salad as well. Pizza, not the healthiest food necessarily, but if you want to make it a little healthier, you could throw some pineapple on top of it. Just to make it a little bit fun, you could make fruit kebabs. So it could be an all fruit kebab, or you could throw some fruit into your kebab with your veggies and meat and throw it on the grill. That's another interesting way to get some fruit in. Trail mix is another great way. Get some dried fruit, dried cranberries or raisins. And then you can also have fruit for snacks. Instead of grabbing something that's less healthy, like chips or cookies, you can definitely think of taking having some fruit instead. And I feel like pairing the fruit with something else helps to increase your level of satisfaction or feeling full when you have your fruit for a snack. So putting with something like a piece of cheese or some peanut butter can help to increase that.
What are some strategies for saving money on fruit purchases?
So that's a great question. I know that sometimes fruit can be a little pricey in the grocery store, particularly if you are buying fresh fruit. So I always recommend that folks shop or buy fresh fruit that's in season. Things like melons or berries or your stone fruits like peaches, plums, nectarines, obviously are in season more in the summer months. So that's when you would purchase those types of fruits if you're buying them fresh. Bananas are inexpensive year round. So that's a great fruit to have all year round. Again, with the fresh, you can shop for the cheaper varieties of apples like red or yellow delicious apples, Granny Smith, Cortland, or McIntosh. The Honey Crisp are great, but they tend to be a little pricey, so you might want to go for these lower cost varieties of apples. Just a few programs that are out there. There's the Double Up Food Bucks in New York State, which is it's a SNAP program that allows you to use your SNAP dollars to double up your SNAP purchases on produce up to $20 per day. This is a really great program. And you can use this at grocery stores, farmers markets, mobile markets, and they do have a website. It's called Double Up NYS, doubleupnewyorkstate.com. And you can go to that website and find a location near you by just entering your zip code, and it will give you locations where you can use this benefit. It really helps you to maximize your SNAP dollars and encourages folks to buy fresh produce. So if you were to spend $5 on fresh produce, you could essentially get $10 worth of fresh produce. So that's a great program. There's also another New York State sponsored program, the Farmer Market Coupons, which you can get one time annually in the summer for income eligible folks over 60, and then folks that also are involved in the WIC program. And then finally, we have, there's food pantries where you can pick up canned fruit. That's obviously very cost effective.
Janice is now going to assist us with answering some questions from our viewers. Our first question is, what is the best type of fruit to eat? Fresh, frozen, canned? From a nutritional standpoint.
So I always say that the best type of fruit is the one that you're actually going to eat. So each of these types of fruit have their own benefits and drawbacks. Fresh often has the best flavor and texture, and usually there's more variety with the fresh. If you go into the produce section, you can easily see that it's filled with a lot of variety. You can actually pick it up, hold it, examine it. So there's those benefits to fresh, but there are also drawbacks. It does tend to have a shorter shelf life. Then it can deteriorate with storage. It needs to be washed, and it can be expensive, especially when it's out of season. Frozen is great because it's captured at its peak freshness. So usually, many times they can actually process it within hours of harvesting it, and you have it's frozen right at its peak freshness. So you're getting that, the nutritional value of the fruit when it's harvested and the freshness. And it is similar in flavor and color to fresh fruit. It does retain nutrients with storage. It has a longer shelf life of about 10 months. And it's affordable, especially the out of season produce. Some of the drawbacks is that maybe the texture is not the same as fresh. And then finally, canned also can be captured at peak freshness. It does have the longest shelf life of about 2 to 4 years. It's very budget friendly, and it can be healthier when it's packed in juice. And it's also very safe to eat. So the bacteria is killed during the processing of it, so it's very safe. But I do want to emphasize that all of these types of fruit, both or frozen, fresh, and canned, can be healthy options, even if the fruit is packed in heavy syrup, if it is rinsed before eating. So I do encourage, if you are using fruit that is packed in either light or heavy syrup, that you would rinse that off before you eat it, just to improve the nutritional value of it. But a mix of all of these is great, considering all the different options that are out there, the variety of the fresh, the taste and the texture, the shelf life, the nutrient content, and what's most budget friendly. So the bottom line is just eat them. Whatever is going to work for you is really the best option.
A question I hear for many people is, can I drink juice instead of eating fruit?
You don't want to try to make juice your primary source of fruit intake. It does lack fiber, and it may lose some other nutrients during processing. They may have also added sugar. They have juice drinks out there or juice cocktails, so you want to be careful of that. I do recommend limiting your juice intake to about half a cup per day, which is equivalent to one fruit serving. I also recommend that you can stretch it by mixing it with water to increase the volume of it without adding calories. And always use 100% juice only. You don't want to use any of those mixtures. And you can also use juice from concentrate that may be more affordable, and you can also dilute it to save some calories.
Janice, you've given us some very helpful information today. Thank you so much for sharing your time and expertise with us.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
For more nutrition information, be sure to check out snapedny.org. You'll find some wonderful tips and recipes on the website. SNAP-Ed programming provides free education for those who are eligible for SNAP or currently receive SNAP benefits. To find out if SNAP-Ed programs like the ones in Janice's region are available in your area, call New York Connects at 800-342-9871. You can also find out more on the SNAP-Ed page of NYSOFA's website. We want you to learn how SNAP-Ed can help make a difference in your life. Thank you to all of our viewers for sharing their time with us. Our SNAP-Ed nutrition experts want to help you save time, save money, and eat healthy. We know the healthy choice isn't always the easiest choice, but small changes can make a big difference, and we hope you've learned some new ways to make some small changes. This episode of Ask the Experts was funded by the United States Department of Agriculture, which is an equal opportunity provider. And one final note, be sure to watch a new episode of What's Cooking with NYSOFA premiering the last Friday of the month at 12:30. Wendy Beckman, one of my colleagues at the New York State Office for the Aging and a registered dietitian, will be demonstrating how you can make delicious, healthy, home-cooked meals that won't break the bank. Join us next time for a new episode of Ask the Experts, Nutrition Edition. New episodes premiere the second Friday of each month at 1 p.m. on the NYSOFA Facebook and YouTube page. Thanks for watching.